Hello everybody and welcome to the fourth episode to the series of Guide to Flight Simulator. In this episode we'll be doing the takeoff and climb. In the previous episode we looked at the taxi and in the previous one as well the cold and dark start. If you haven't checked out those episodes, take a look at them and then come back to this one. For the purpose of this series we are doing a flight from Amsterdam to Frankfurt. Everything has been checked and set for takeoff in the previous episode, so all we have to do now is follow the takeoff procedure. As I said, everything is set. Our parking brake and brakes are off. What we will do, we will press this chrono button. This will start the timer for our flight time.
On runway 24, on runway 24.
That's the system telling us we are on runway 24, which is correct. We will then push the throttles, these throttles, to 50% N1, and after we see that they are stable, we will push them further to the flex temperature position. Not completely, but to the flex temperature. So let's do that. We tap the chrono button, push throttles to 50. We see that they are stable, and we push them further to flex 59 degrees. Using my rudder, I'm keeping the aircraft on the center line. Make sure that you make only very small movements, as it is very sensitive. Once we reach our VR speed, our rotate speed, I will pull back on the joystick very slightly until I see that the aircraft comes off the ground. That's V1, and rotate. Back slightly, and once it's off the ground I can pull it further to 15 degrees on the PFD. Gear up, and as our flight director is engaged, I will ensure that I keep this point in the cross of the green flight director. And we're climbing at a good rate of 3,200 feet per minute. We'll disarm our speed brakes, turn off our nose lights, and we have some turbulence. And as said here in the left top of the primary flight display, we'll pull our throttles back until they are in climb mode. Quite some turbulence on climb out, and we will make our left turn. And as predicted, it is quite bumpy this morning in Amsterdam. You can see we have now a safe flaps up speed, so flaps up speed is checked. And I'll increase the range by navigation display. Now, due to the departure route, we have a constraint of 220 knots for the upcoming waypoint. And I'm still hand flying the plane. I will do so until the turbulence decreases. And I usually fly by hand up to 10,000 feet if the weather and visibility is good enough. Now you can see that our baro QNH is flickering. That is as the transition altitude has been reached. We'll press it and that will put back to standard. And we'll make sure to maintain the center of the flight director. Still some turbulence, so we have to try counteract that. Passing 6,300 feet. And I'll turn on the autopilot now. So autopilot 1 button here. And that concludes this episode. I'll continue to climb to a cruise altitude of 25,000 feet. And then in the next episode, I'll return as I'm on descent preparing the arrival as well as the landing, the hard part. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.